Hi everyone, my name is Ice Cream Kono. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be going over our first ever agent tutorial. You guys voted for this on my Twitter, so go there and follow if you want to control what I if you want to vote on what I do next. So today we're going to be going over a tutorial of Valorant's poster boy Phoenix. Phoenix is, not gonna lie, a very strong agent in any kind of hands. So I'd say if you're a really low rank and trying to pick up a duelist, I'd say he's a really good pick, and he's actually not that hard to play. And as we get on with more agents, they're going to be a bit difficult. So for example, Astra, Viper, Breach, etc. So let's get started.
I ain't got no time for no game. Tell me what you like, but it's never gonna change. So you do what you wanna do.
First thing you need to learn about Phoenix's tech is his wall, his flash, and his molly, and of course his ultimate. So his wall just throws up a blinding wall, and the enemies take damage if they go through it, your teammates take damage if they go through it, but you actually heal up. Now I'd say be careful when you do use this, and make sure your teammates aren't getting damaged as they go through, and it's not blocking your line of sight if you need to attack enemies.
Got spike.
And what you can do with that wall, you can basically curve it like shown here, and you can see that healing effect here. So this is not the best way. You want to enter sight for that very reason.
Spike dropped.
So let's go over his flash, his curveball. So basically, depending on which button on your mouse you click, it'll go left
Flash.
or it'll go right.
Watch your eyes.
Now you do also want to be especially careful with this, as it blinds your teammates, as does any flash.
Spike dropped.
So please keep this in mind. A good tactic to keep in mind when you use this ability, you want to be diagonal from a wall,
Flash.
and you don't want to flash like
Watch your
this,
eyes.
because that gives the enemies a little bit more time to react. And also, cool feature, if you stand on the very center, like hug this wall and click to the left
Flash.
or right depending on where the wall is, you can it actually gives the enemy
Watch your eyes.
a lot less time, because it's hugging
Watch
that
your eyes.
and they don't necessarily see it moving. So keep it in mind, if you flash behind you, you'll only get a tiny flash, but it's not too much.
Watch your eyes.
So keep this in mind if you're trying to say enemies are over here and like this wall is out to like right here. You can actually flash over here, look this way, and get your frags. So his other bit of his tech is his molly. Now a lot of people I see in lower ranks use this as kind of an offensive thing when they know where the enemies are, and that's not bad, but you could use this as a stronger technique if you are down in health. Say you're at 50 HP.
Careful now.
Simply tossing this down in a safe place gets you back to 100 HP, and it's faster
Going up.
than the wall. And plus, please be careful when you step through this wall, as you cannot see halfway through. So keep that in mind as well. Some new and actually really strong tactics I've seen. So people like to curve this wall and then flash behind the wall and get frags. It's a really easy technique, and it would be good if you utilize it. So let's try that again. Wall,
Going up.
flash, frag. So let's go over our basic run through of his what you should do when trying to enter sight. As a duelist, it's your job to get the flash, get the blind, get whatever you need to do to get your enemies onto sight. So what you can do is flash out, make sure not to peek the corner too fast. It's one kill. Jiggle peeking is also really strong too. So Next thing you do is you want to flash the second corner where people will be, since this is B site on ascent, there will be people at, for instance, boathouse or the defender side spawn. And I'm gonna pick over there. Defender side spawn. So this would be a really good opportunity to use our molly to heal, since I did get my head taken off. Alright, so next thing we want to do is flash this corner
Watch your eyes.
and peek. Nobody else. So now you're gonna plant. Now as a duelist, usually you don't plant, but since we're alone here,
Going up.
we can make that exception. So you can usually, if you want to hold one specific angle, you can use your wall. But as you see, you don't want to stay on site, as you're pretty much open to a lot of angles. Alright, so now let's try this again.
Got spike.
Make sure to communicate when you are flashing, or if you are going to flash, to your teammates, because they won't know and they'll be peeking the angle, clearing angles, and you'll just throw a flash out and they'll be blind, and you know that really opens up an opportunity for the enemies to get frags. So what you're gonna do, communicate with your teammates that you're gonna flash. Let's just say we blinded that one, because apparently training bots cannot be blinded. Peak angles. Now, like I said, we're gonna flash our second angle.
Watch your eyes.
So this would be a good time to heal. I would say, please let your teammates know that you are going to heal. And because like I said, this fire can hurt enemies and teammates, and you are the only one in the game that can be healed by that. So anyway, you want to put your wall to make sure they can only find you from one spot on the map. And here I'm gonna demonstrate how to use the ultimate.
Come on, let's go.
Never mind. I really wanted to use that ultimate, but I guess not. So now I'm gonna show you how to exactly use that ultimate I was talking about, and how and when to use it, really, because you know all you got to do is press your ult button to use your ult, so that's pretty simple. So we're gonna run back through this again and show you the sequence and you know how to use your ultimate effectively. So
Watch
flash
your
out,
eyes.
gonna peek, boop, will aim. Alright, now you gotta flash your second angle.
Watch your eyes.
And even if nobody's there, no flash is a bad flash, really. Because what you're doing is making more safe space for your teammates to work off of. So we're going to use that same wall. And now we're going to use our ultimate. So within this ultimate, you want to gain info and get as many frags as you can while it is active. So say I died right there, I can literally peek on the right side to catch them by surprise, because they do not know when or where. Well, they obviously can hear when I used it by the audio cue, but they don't know where, because of course their teammates were not peeking that same angle I was when I did cast it. So basically, if you have maybe two teammates on, say, bind a site, you can go around through that hull and essentially play the sneak game. Obviously, if your team has the advantage of having people on site, then you could essentially just use that to gain info, get frags, get them back with full health but no shields, and it's kind of simple as that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is all I have for this agent tutorial of Phoenix. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe to the channel if you liked more, and also do apologize for the keyboard in the background. I do realize that after after watching recordings, I do have a very loud keyboard, so that's gonna be a recurring thing unless I can find a quiet keyboard or find a way to position my microphone in, you know, a certain way where it doesn't pick that up. But for the time being, it's gonna be in the background because clicky switch is dumb. But there will be some videos where I'll try to cut that out. And yeah, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to Team Guide. All my socials will be in the description. And take care. Hope you have a good one.